Best Mountain Bikes 2023. The best trail bikes hit the sweet spot between rowdy enduro bikes and svelte cross-country bikes, delivering performance that's equal parts fun and super capable. This has made trail bikes an incredibly popular category among the best mountain bikes in recent years. Number 1. Bird Aether 9. The Bird Aether 9 won our 2021 Trail Bike of the Year award, thanks to its ability to deliver in virtually all situations from long days in the saddle to short, sharp bursts in the woods. Bird is known for long and slack geometry, and the Aether 9 follows suit, with a 65-degree head tube angle and 77-degree seat tube, paired with the RockShox 100 Fordham Pike Ultimate Fork and Super Deluxe rear shock. This translates to a bike that is unflappable and right at home on twisty, steep descents. When it comes to climbing, ample space between the saddle and bar lets you put your body weight in the right place, and the suspension robs very few watts. Elsewhere, the bike has a full Shimano XTM 8100 group set and DT Swissie XC 1501 wheels, making this bike not just a great performer but excellent value for money too. The Aether 9 could easily have trod on the toes of the 150 M9, especially considering the geometry of the bike, which we'll talk about later. However, with a touch less travel and a tighter back end, Bird has managed to build a bike that's noticeably different from its almost identical looking sibling. Number 2. Boardman NTR 8.9. The Boardman NTR 8.9 has the same geometry and suspension as the pricier NTR 9.0. It has a well-chosen spec that balances cost, performance and strength, with a RockShox front fork, a SRAM NX Eagle drivetrain and Maxxis tires. The triple-butted alloy frame looks purposeful and has externally routed cables, making for easy maintenance. There is a bottle mount too, but we found there to be minimal clearance. The geometry is modern but not extreme, with a generous reach, leading to a comfortable ride. You do have to shift your weight forward to keep front-wheel traction over tricky ascents, and downhill the bike is fairly noisy. So really this is a bike for speedy trail center rides, rather than super challenging terrain. The bike is also ripe for upgrades, and, with a few parts swapped out, we think it would be great as a lightweight, mile-munching machine. Boardman's X7 triple-butted 6061 alloy has an angular, purposeful design, where its shock is mounted horizontally beneath the top tube. The bike's cables are routed externally along the underside of the down tube, which should help make maintenance easier, but there's a port on the rear of the C-tube for internally routed drop or post cables. Number 3. Canyon Spectral 29 CF7. The Canyon Spectral 29 CF7 delivers an effortless ride, and we reckon most riders could jump on it and start setting personal bests straight away. The Spectral sees Canyon return to 2019 wheels and a geometry that throws out no surprises, creating a bike with plenty of control that handles just as a trail bike should. The suspension also helps the Spectral achieve its excellent ride quality, with Canyon's take on traditional 4-bar linkage rivaling the very best rear suspension. The RockShox rear shock provides 150 of supple travel that soaks up trail chatter. It has plenty of pop in the mid-stroke but remains rock solid when you stamp on the pedals. When it comes to componentry, the SRAM GX Eagle group set makes sense for the price tag, but the G2R brakes might lack the power you want, and the Pike fork doesn't have RockShox's latest damper. But these are small things on one of the most quietly confident trail bikes on the market. Number 4. Devin Citroën Carbon XT12S Limited. The Devin Citroën Carbon XT12S Limited is a downhiller's trail bike. The handling is composed, and the progressive 160/100 Fordham travel is incredibly calm across rough terrain. Now in its 4th generation, the Troy has wider tire clearance and an updated geometry that's longer and slacker, helping deliver downhill stability. Devinci claims the Troy to be a one-bike quiver, and it's probably as close as you'll get. Despite the downhill performance, when you point the bike uphill it is efficient, though it would benefit from a steeper C-tube angle to help move body weight over the bottom bracket. The Troy we tested was the top-of-the-range carbon model with parts to match, but Devinci also offers the Troy in an aluminum frame with a varying range of specs, so there's likely to be a Troy for most budgets and riders. It is definitely worth considering if you're after a do-it-all trail bike. Number 5. Ibis Ripley AF NGX. The Ibis Ripley AF NGX may only have a 120 travel shock, but this doesn't stop it from being a capable trail-slaying companion. The suspension works particularly well in the mid-stroke. This leads to a playful feel and makes it easy to push hard through turns and generate speed, turning even mundane downhills into loads of fun. The frame geometry makes for a snappy climber, and the reach figure provides plenty of room to move your weight around when pedaling out of the saddle. The bike has SRAM NX Eagle, and the choice of a third and front chainring makes the most of the 42 and 52 sprockets on the cassette. Imus has partnered with renowned suspension engineer Dave Weigel for over 15 years, and the Ripley uses the DW link design for its 120 mm of rear squish. The two co-rotating links connect the rear and front triangles together, and a yoke drives the metric size 45 mm stroke rear shock. Number 6. Propane Hugene Custom. The Propane Hugene was our trail bike of the year in 2020, but 2021 saw Propane refresh the bike, updating the geometry and increasing travel. The Propane now has 140 mm of rear travel to better balance the 140 mm or 150 mm front fork options. The geometry is also longer, lower and slacker, with a steeper 76.5 degree seat angle and 65.5 degree head angle. The new shape works really well. It provides plenty of stability, and the back wheel hugs the ground. It is agile and playful in the corners, encouraging you to throw the bike around. The bike is composed when you start pedaling, and the seated position is comfortable. There's a touch of pedal bob when you're stamping on the pedals, but we only really notice this on flat, trail center straights. This bike is a custom build with a Fox 34 Performance Elite 4 and DPX2 shock, SRAM zone drivetrain, and Newman wheels with Schwabel tires. While this build costs PS $4,695, pricing starts at EUR $3,300 for the German brand's bike. Number 7. Vitis Escarpe 29 CRS. The Vitis Escarpe 29 CRS pairs a carbon front triangle with an alloy rear triangle and is decked out with some brilliant kit for its price, including a RockShox fork and rear shock, as well as DT Swiss E1900 wheels. Vitis has updated the Escarpe's geometry, making it more versatile than the previous model. A steeper seat tube and updated 4-bar linkage suspension mean you can clock up plenty of miles in comfort with low pedal bob. It isn't the fastest climber, but it more than makes up for this when you point it downhill. The Escarpe is loads of fun, enabling you to shred trails and tackle technical sections with confidence. The updated suspension, with its 140 mm of travel, provides a decent amount of support and is never harsh on big hits. If you're looking for a bike to play in the woods, take to the bike park, and try out jumps, this would be a great choice. Number 8. Vitis Mythique 29 VRS. The Vitis Mythique 29 VRS comes with progressive, modern geometry and reliable parts for a great price. The aluminum frame has a 4-bar suspension system that allows for precise adjustment. The frame is also wonk-specific and comes with SRAM's 12-speed SX Eagle drivetrain. Uphill, the bike pedals efficiently without too much suspension bob. Point the bike downhill and it doesn't feel quite as playful as other bikes, but it does feel stable at speed, and the suspension dulls out big hits. The Mythique comes with a dropper post, but the frame design means you can't get the saddle that low, which is a shame because getting it lower would give you more room to shift your weight around, consequently improving descending. But really, this is nitpicking. The Mythique is a solid performer and a great package that rides like many more expensive bikes.